So guys, here we are, MMA UK News. I was myself, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So talking about Grapple Kings 7. So Grapple King 7 now, I've been pronouncing this name absolutely horribly for the last few days, but Portlaoise, just kind of south or west of Dublin, about an hour outside Dublin, I believe. So it's going to be Grapple King 7, Saturday, April the 2nd. I believe the doors kick off. The event kicks off about 5 p.m. And there's already, when you look at the lineup of that we have on the card at the moment, we've got some of the best grapplers from across, obviously, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland going to be on the card that night. So it's going to be Team Northern Ireland versus Team Southern Ireland. I believe it's going to be headlined by Owen Livesey and Santini Elias as well. So that's going to be the headline on the show that night. Now, my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So William Timoney of Rilion Gracie Donegal town. So William, obviously a very, very great competitor. I mean, obviously, William's always out there, always putting himself out on the line. And we're going to see a lot more from William. I know the last couple of years has kind of robbed him of a lot of competitions, but we're going to see more from William over the next kind of year or so. So, William, listen, absolute pleasure to have you on, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Stuart. Thanks for having me.
No, listen, always a pleasure, always a pleasure. And I see you're repping the colours as well. You've got the Donegal colours on.
This is my coach, Donegal grappler Brian Gorman. This is one of his own tops, repping him out.
Nice. It's a good logo. I like the logo as well. Really, really good logo.
Do you know what? If you know him, you'd recognise it from his ears. He has exactly that man.
So what about you then, William? Obviously, as we mentioned, obviously you're always out competing. You always love competing, always love to be out on the scene. I mean, how's everything been going for you training wise now that we're officially back training, William?
It's going good, Stuart. You know, been keeping busy. I've recently started coaching my own team up in Rilion Gracie Donegal. I started that back in November. So juggling my training and, you know, coaching the guys as well up in Oma and growing the team up there. So, it's busy, all go, you know.
Have you noticed it becoming, because obviously when we saw before the lockdown, we obviously had the joke about the disappearing blue belts and things like that. So you've seen a lot of these guys coming back to the gym after obviously all the restrictions and so on got lifted?
We did. It was slow now. There was a couple of guys we were kind of herding them in again. We were messaging them and you could say threatening them maybe to come back. But of the majority now have come back now, which is good, you know. It's a worrying time, you know, especially for the gym, like because you're thinking if the numbers don't come back, is it worthwhile the gym being open and things like that, you know? So it's positive now. Good to see them. Good to see them blue belts come back to the row again.
We had a lot. I mean, obviously a lot of black belts out there that they don't really know much other than jiu-jitsu. And I know my coach was like, well, he said, look, Stuart, what am I going to have to be packing shelves in like Morrison's or Asda or something like that? So it was a scary time for all gym owners.
Yeah, very scary time. Like, because where we are in Donegal is the nearest gym is Rilion Gracie Ireland, the HQ. It's maybe an hour away. So that's what we were looking at. That, you know, like if the gym closes, so we all going to have to commute. We all going to have to go over the road, you know. So we're lucky now. And to be honest, we've ran a few beginners courses since, and the numbers have been going up again, you know. So no packing shelves yet.
And it's always great. I mean, it's always great seeing new people coming into the gym as well. Obviously, new members. And before lockdown, we obviously seen a few coming out at a time. But I mean, certainly our gym in Glasgow, BJJ. I mean, the numbers went through the roof. I mean, the amount of white belts that are coming to competitions. The competition last weekend, the amount of white belts that were out were just unbelievable, and some of them are fantastic as well.
Oh, the standard's scary now. You go to them white blue belt only competitions, so the grassroots competitions they run in Ireland here in North. Just like some of them blue belts are like I'd be thinking back when I was a blue belt, I was like nowhere. Some of the stuff they're hitting them barambolas into the back takes, and you're like, Jesus, the standards, it's crazy.
And every one of them as well, they want to do leg locks and heel hooks and whatnot.
It's different now. Like before, you were worried about the purple, brown, black belts going for a leg lock attack. A white or blue belt now could jump into a 411 heel hook, no problem, or roll into backside 50-50, that type of thing, you know.
Yeah, scary, mate. Absolutely scary. Some of the talent coming through, and it's only good. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, we see obviously a lot of people coming over to Scotland and England from Ireland as well as Northern Ireland, and even the talent coming from obviously over where you guys are. The talent is unbelievable.
Oh, it's taken off. It's crazy, and it's good to see. In Ireland, like if you're a young fella, young girl, like you're looking at the GA, you know, or the Gaelic, maybe the soccer, things they got there, and it's not for everybody. So I think martial arts is giving them young kids like another avenue now of competition, and the fact that you can compete nationally, internationally, you can go to the States, you can travel the world with it, you know. I think that's definitely helping things now. It was like we were chatting before there about Andy Chapman, that competition he ran there. I was watching some of the kids in the MMA even. Jesus, mind blowing, you know, flying arm bars and flying triangles and unbelievable. It's just...
They are, but there's a lot, I'd say, especially young kids coming through. And I'd say, remember, I started jiu-jitsu about 8 years ago. And looking at it from 8 years ago, and I always said, is it going to get any better? And it just keeps getting better and better and better every single year. Every time a new beginner class comes in, that new beginner class is better than the previous one.
Yeah, I think it's like I started 8 years ago, same as yourself, Stuart, and the standard in the rooms now, the guys that are starting now, I don't think, not that they don't appreciate it, but they don't realize like they're going to get so much quicker. They're going to get better so much quicker than we ever did. Because just the level in the room, like the level of, as you say, like the 3-4 stripe white belt, the blue belt, the purple belt, like Jesus, it's like they're just excelling at a different rate as maybe we would have. You know, you'd have been back in the day, even like you'd be rooting through YouTube looking for them different techniques. You're going in every day. You're like, I want something that the boys haven't seen or haven't learned. Maybe I'm getting an upper hand on them. You know.
Well, see, when we started, I mean, the videos I used to watch was Rodolfo Vieira. Right, so there's a Rodolfo Vieira video on YouTube, and it's the Rodolfo Vieira, the Beast video, where it shows you a little bit about his training, and it goes into like a lot of some competitions that he's done, and just some of the judo throws, and you know what I mean, the arm bars, and just pulling off different chokes and so on. And it's just the music to the video as well. And I used to watch that whenever I competed. I would always watch that and then try and do something in a comp that I seen on the video, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Whereas now you've got Mikey Musumeci, you've got the Daisy Fresh guys, especially. I mean, everybody's talking about raving about the Daisy Fresh guys, and we got to see a glimpse of some of the team in Grapple Fest, the last Grapple Fest there. And they did obviously quite a few seminars around the UK, and these guys are, again, they're young. I mean, going from like 18-year-old to like early 20s, and they're just blue belts and purple belts and so on, and they were going out smashing everybody.
And don't they have? They're hungry. They're just hungry. You can see it. And when I seen that over the lockdown, you seen that Daisy Fresh going up on YouTube at the start, and you could see it. That's the type of thing I think everybody wants to train in a room like that. Everyone wants to train in a room like that until they train in a room like that. And realize like it's not for everybody. But they're so hungry. Like, you think them boys are living, breathing jiu-jitsu every day. It's awesome to see. You know, it's class to see them get the recognition now and everything.
Definitely. And then what about you? Obviously, Grapple Kings 7 then. So Team Northern Ireland versus Team Ireland. So how did the matchup come about for you then, William?
So I came off. I was competed at the Chaos Grappling there with Andy Chapman. Him and Jason McCabe ran in Derry, which is about an hour from me. But it was an unusual grappling competition where they had an MMA event on in the evening, but in the early afternoon, the grappling was in the cage. You know, so it was like something different, you know, a different kind of piece of the puzzle. So after coming off that, I was keen to keep the ball rolling, keep the competitions going, you know. With that 2-year layoff now, just every opportunity that comes up, I want to go, you know. I want to try to keep 1-3 months if I can. So I kind of put up on my Instagram any any of these invitationals looking for a 95+ kilo brown belt, would you interest in it? And within like 20 minutes, half an hour, Grapple Kings were like Team Ireland versus Northern Ireland interested, and I was like, I'm in. So within a day or two, it was going, you know. So
nice.
I'm delighted to get another shot on Grapple Kings now.
Yeah, and Grapple King's an awesome event as well. I mean, this will be the first time I'm coming over for it. Obviously, Adrian, I spoke to Adrian, and Adrian's like, yeah, let's do some stuff, obviously, some media stuff, so which I was more than happy to do. So obviously, I'll be travelling over for the night. But obviously, I've seen the videos. Obviously, they're walking down the stairs through the crowd and coming in. Do you know what I mean? And it just looks like an awesome atmosphere.
It's brilliant. I was down at the last one there, and Ash Williams and a few of his crew over from Wales. And a few very good matches from some very good Irish guys on it there. The Team Rhino lads there put on some great shows. It's a great venue. It's in a theatre, so it's, you know, it's got them tiered seating. It's very close, like, and it's an awesome venue. It's just a bit of a trek for a Donegal man like myself. I'm in the northwest. It's down in the southeast, but I'm happy to make the trip to get on the show, you know.
Yeah, and that's one thing Grapple Kings do. I mean, Grapple Kings, obviously Adrian and the team at Grapple Kings, they always look to put on like young, not young, but Irish talent. So whether it be Northern Ireland or even Southern Ireland talent, and they just look to highlight, the same as what Grapple Fest do. Grapple Fest put on like north of England, SGI put on a lot of Scottish people, but Grapple Kings do the same for obviously Ireland and Northern Ireland. Oh
yeah, and it's great to see, and you need that, you know. I think you need your own promotions look after their own, look after, you know, the grassroots, look after the guys that are coming through, you know, because I can see it even from my gym when the boys see me on there competing, they're thinking, Jesus, if William can get on it, like, this is an avenue for me, like, you know, that type of way. So it kind of I think it lifts the rooms. Every guy now that's on that team, whether they're from Ireland, Northern Ireland, their gym, knowing that their guy is going to compete, it lifts, that type of competition lifts the room, you know. It only makes everyone better, I think.
And it opens doors for other people in the gym as well. So, I mean, certainly if people come in and it's maybe their first time on one of these big events, then they'll say, well, who else have you got at the gym? So let's get them on. And so it opens up doors and other avenues for other people to come in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You know, definitely. And fair play to the lads at Grapple Kings now. It's you can see now when you see the big names like Owen Livesey and guys like that they've been on Polaris and Grapple, looking to get on the shows here too. So it shows, you know, the word's getting out there, and the fact that they're on Flow Grappling as well. It's for the word to see, you know. Definitely.
So hopefully see some Flow Grappling highlights from you then, William.
hopefully.
And what about you then? So obviously, as we were talking, this is going to be our first full year of competition and proper training in the last 2 years. So what have you got planned? Anything else? Obviously, Grapple Kings, I'm presuming, will be one of your main focuses. So what do you see yourself doing the rest of the year?
I went on Smooth Comp, and I went down through every competition that's on between now and December, and I've put my name down for it. So I'm hoping for matchups. That's for me, that's probably the hardest thing in Ireland anyway. It's getting kind of fighting against boys or competing or match up against boys my own size, me at brown belt or belt, you know. So I was delighted, like when Adrian got back there and said that he had a match up for me, I was chuffed, because the last couple of matches I've had to go like below 95, and it's probably not my best, or not kind of, you know, not. I'm cutting it tight to get below it, if you know what I mean. I'm probably not at my optimal, you know. So I had asked this time, maybe, you know, when I put up my post, I was like at 95 plus, you know. So if I can stay around that weight, I think I'll, you know, perform my best. And that's kind of what I'm looking at now. Any competition I've coming up, I'm trying to stay around that weight. I used to be a big boy one time. I was 127 kilo when I started. So I made a big drop now, so I'm kind of happy enough around that weight to kind of find my happy place. So if I can stay there and get many competitions between now and the end of the year at that, I'll be happy, you know.
Definitely. Listen, we'd love to see you on SGI. Come over to Scotland, maybe get an event over here. So
believe it or not, I was meant to be on the last one.
Yeah.
I know Kieran Brohan was organising that Team Ireland, and we had a few setbacks with injuries, and
yeah,
I had to bother with my passport, and it was a nightmare. I know himself and Keith Kavanagh went over at the end and got a couple of matches on it, but I would have been. When he approached me about, he said, would you be interested in the team event? And I was like, because I think Owen Livesey was on the English team, and I was like, I'd love to get thrown by him,
Mate, it's one of the things you said it earlier on. Everybody wants to train until they actually train, but everybody would love to get thrown by Owen Livesey until it actually happens. And then you're thinking, why did I want to do that? Why did I even think about that? So, but yeah,
I enjoy Owen's style now. I'd get a match on now if I could.
It's terrifying, though, man. He's a terrifying.
Like at that weight, like what is he? Is he 85 kilo? Would he even be 85? He's in the 80s, isn't he?
Let me think. I think he's under 90.
Under 90, yeah. I saw. So I was one of the lads has his. Is it the judo for BJJ? The latest.
The Grapple Club, yeah.
Jesus, that's awesome. It's brilliant.
Yeah. He fought at Grapple Fest. Grapple Fest, he fought under 100 kilos just to get a fight. But yeah, he walks around under 90 kilos, and I think he came into Grapple Fest and he was about 93 kilos. But yeah, I mean, Owen doesn't really care how big the person is. I mean, he fought Big Mark McQueen in Scotland. Big Mark McQueen was about 120 kilos at the time, and
I watched the match. Yeah, and yeah, it looked like a man at least 2 weight classes on anyway, at least. But that's what you have to. I think, especially when you're a guy like him, like I think you're gonna have to take what you can get, because the word's out there now. Like that's out of the bag that if you stand up with him, you're gonna take flight.
Yeah. Well, I put a post up saying I'm going to go on Ryanair Airlines to Dublin to watch the Livesey Airlines in action in Ireland. So, it'll be a great matchup. It'll be a great matchup, and then
that'll be great. When I seen his name, when I seen it going up, I was like, "Geez, what a great main event! Excellent main event."
Yeah. And Santeri as well. Don't get me wrong. Santeri is an awesome grappler as well. So, so he's definitely awesome. And Santeri will stand up with Owen, so he won't back down at all, which is going to make it for an even greater matchup. So,
age. I worry they'll have to put something between the end of the stage and then that's it. I don't know if there's enough stage for them.
Listen, it makes for even better viewing. As I say, if you throw someone into the crowd while you're... Yeah, listen, when you're live on Flow Grappling, that's a Flow Grappling highlight reel for sure. So, and then final thing for you then, William. So obviously you've been in the game, as you mentioned, for a number of years now. 8 years, 2014, 2013. So you'll obviously come across a lot of people, a lot of training partners, but anybody in particular you want to shout out to? So maybe any friends, family members, teammates, anything like that.
First of all, I'd like to shout out to my coach, Donegal Grappler, on Instagram, Brian Gorman, at Rilion Gracie Donegal. Just all my teammates there, the boys keeping me sharp and giving me them extra rounds maybe when they want to go home and they're staying with me and giving me them extra half an hour of rounds. The students up in Rilion Gracie Oma, they're coming on very well. Look forward to the rest of the year growing the team there. And Danny Lewis, Soul Taker Fightwear in London, he's been kitting me out this last year and a half. So a big shout out to him also. Definitely.
Well, listen, looking forward to seeing you on the night, William. Going to be an absolute fantastic matchup you're going to have. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do the rest of the year as well. So obviously, I know you love being out there, you love competing. So fingers crossed. Obviously, you can get out there and get as much matches as possible for this year. So So there we go, guys. We're going to have William Timoney, Rilion Gracie Donegal Town. That's going to be Grapple Kings 7. It's going to be in Port Lease, I believe. Port Lease, I hope I'm saying it right. That's going to be, as I say, Saturday, April 2nd. Doors open about 5 o'clock. Now, ticket availability, if there is any left, head over to the Facebook page of Grapple Kings and you'll be able to order directly through them. If you can't make it on the night, then make sure you do have Flow Grappling. You can order Flow Grappling, obviously, through the usual place. So, yeah, make sure you're watching this. This is going to be a fantastic event. Already the lineup, I put the lineup, or some of the lineup up so far. And when you look at the matchups that have gone there already, some unbelievable matchups. And it's very well matched as well. So, unlike some shows where you see, well, maybe it's not as well matched, this one is absolutely brilliant for matchups. So William, listen, absolute pleasure, buddy, to speak to you.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Thanks, Stuart.
No problem. Listen, we've got a catch up on the night as well. So, but enjoy the rest of your training. Stay safe, buddy, and I'll see you on April 2nd. All right.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Take it easy, buddy.